Kevin Holden back with you at Riverside Park at Newton County High School. Here's the situation as to what has occurred over the last hour. There were no umpires that showed up for this game between the Newton County Rams and the Brookwood Broncos, so both coaches on the phone in the team room frantically looking for an umpire so they could begin this game. Well, they finally found one. Johnny Stewart came down from the north part of Newton County, and he is a certified umpire and will be our home plate umpire and donating his time for this game. Michael Dart standing in, the first batter, takes a pitch outside and back to the screen. It's 1-0. We'll go down the lineups for you once again as we move along here. For the Brookwood Broncos, Michael Dart leading it off at shortstop. Greg Perry, the center fielder, will hit second. Seth Ryan, the first baseman, hits third. Gabe Thomas catching and batting fourth. Wes Zwarn, the DH, will be hitting fifth. Mike Kilman bats sixth in right field. We'll give you the rest of it after the pitch, which is a called strike on the inside corner with the fastball. It's 1-1. Russ Bennett plays third base and bats seventh. Jason Herring eighth, and Eric Krug at second base is the number 9 batter. Matt Taylor, the pitcher, his wind and delivery low with the off speed. It's 2-1. Your defense for the Newton County Rams around the infield. Different look because of it being senior day. Judd Hall is your third baseman. Matthew Hires at short. Ryan Allen at second, and Richie Cleary is at first. The 2-1 offering just inside for ball 3. Around the outfield, Cale Curtis is in left field. Chris Acox is in center. And Lance Shannon, your right fielder. Brian Moon behind the plate, and on the mound is Matt Taylor. Taylor checks his catcher for the sign as Dart, a left-handed batter, stands back in. Here comes the wind and the 3-1 delivery. Called strike. Caught the inside corner with the fastball. It's 3-2. Matt Taylor has been one of the Rams' most consistent pitchers this year. One of their big aces. He's 4-1 with an ERA of 2.20. Taylor checks his catcher Moon. He's set to go. Here comes the payoff pitch. It's low, ball 4. So Taylor walks the first man he faces. Very unusual thing for Taylor to do. That is only the 7th man he has walked all year in 35 innings. In those innings, he's given up 30 hits, now has 7 walks and 33 strikeouts. The key for Taylor, he wins because he stays away from the base on balls, keeping the ball around the plate. He understands 7 competent fielders behind him and lets the folks hit the ball and lets his defense take care of the rest. Dart leading from first base. The batter is Greg Perry, yet another left-handed batter. Runner is going. Pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. We're seeing a hit-and-run play there. The pitch was high and outside, and Perry took sort of a half swing at it, fouling it back. Dart might have had second base stolen had Perry not swung at the pitch. No balls and 1 strike. It's senior day here at Riverside Park, Newton County High School. The Rams' 6 seniors honored before game time. But this game getting underway about an hour late due to a lack of umpires. Dart leads again from first. Holding him close at first is Richie Cleary. The throw goes over, and he is back in there safely. Richie Cleary, normally a left fielder, playing first base in this game, allowing Judd Hall to play third and Cale Curtis to play left. All 6 Rams seniors in the lineup in this afternoon's game. The pitch to Perry is a called strike on the outside corner, and it's now 0-2. So Taylor coming back right after Greg Perry. The Newton County Rams 17-4-1, 7-3-1 in sub-region play. Brookwood comes in 11-11, but 6-4 in games played in 8 Quad A South. This game crucial for first place in the sub-region. Pitch is outside for a ball, snap throw down, and the runner is back in there safely. Brian Moon with a snap throw over to first base, but Cleary had to go outside the first base bag and come back in to tag the runner. Couldn't do so in time. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Perry. On deck is Seth Ryan, the first baseman. Taylor's going to throw over to first now, and Dart is back in there safely. Newton County currently in first place in sub-region 8 Quad A South. Brookwood with 6-4, tied for second with the South Gwinnett Comets. Either of those teams could sneak up into first place, so certainly nothing decided. The 1-2 pitch was a pitch out, nothing going though, and it's 2-2. Rams thought that Dart might be running on the 1-2 offering, but Dart was staying put at first base, and he is down there now, a 2-2 count, nobody out. Top half of the first inning, if you're just tuning in. As we mentioned, the game about 60 minutes late and getting underway. Taylor's 2-2 pitch is outside and low for ball 3. 3-2 to Greg Perry. Rams' next action Thursday against Eagles Landing at 6 o'clock. That game will be played in Henry County at Eagles Landing High School. Then the region tournament begins this Friday as the number one go head-to-head. There's a swing and a ground ball into the hole at shortstop for a hit. Rounding second is Dart. He will head for third. The throw there is not in time. A single to left field by Greg Perry and an excellent piece of hitting. Dart was taking off for second base. Matthew Hires had come over from his position at shortstop to check the second base bag, get it there for the throw. And Greg Perry just reached out and touched one and served it into left field right there where Hires would have been standing. But since he was at the second base bag, it's a base hit and runners at the corners with nobody out. Last time these two teams went head-to-head, the Newton County Rams won a very close and very exciting ball game, 2-1, up in Snellville. Ryan, the first right-handed batter that Taylor has been able to face. He stands back near the back part of the batter's box, has that back foot almost on the line. First pitch is low with a fastball, and it's 1-0. The wind blowing just slightly toward right field. Senior citizens get in free to this ball game as it is senior day, and as we mentioned, all of the senior players honored before the game. The pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Matt Taylor throws an excellent fastball, a good curveball, and a very good off-speed pitch, but he's had some trouble controlling his off-speed, believe it or not. The last couple of games he's been bouncing a lot of those changeups. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just inside with the fastball for ball 2. Matt Taylor has given up 11 earned runs in his 35 innings for an ERA of 2.20. Rams as a staff have an ERA of about 2.15. They gave up 2 runs to the Shiloh Generals in yesterday's game. There's a swing and a ground ball to the hole at short for a base hit. Hires was covering second. 1 run will score. Runner stopping at second base. For the second time, they have worked that play to perfection with Hires coming over to cover second base. This time, Seth Ryan pulling the ball right through the hole at shortstop. The Broncos on top now, 1-0, and Gabe Thomas will be the hitter. The Bronco catcher, a right-handed batter. Perry is at second and Ryan at first as Taylor running into a little bit of early trouble here. We see this a lot from Judd Hall of the Rams. He's had a lot of trouble in the first innings of ball games, but then has settled down for some excellent games. Charlie Beverly and the Rams hoping for the same from Matt Taylor. Part of this might have to do with the delay before the game, region battle. Some of the players might have been a little bit jittery, and having that hour to wait probably didn't help things all that much. Pitch is swung and lined into left center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Rounding third is Perry. He will score. Seth Ryan is going to be held at third base. Pulling into second with a double is Gabe Thomas, and the Rams now trail it 2-0. Gabe Thomas stroked a ball into left center field and put the Broncos on top by 2 runs. Taylor still has not retired a batter. He has faced 4. He's given up 3 hits and a walk. Time is going to be called. Charlie Beverly is going to go out to talk to Matt Taylor and settle him down. Third baseman Judd Hall and catcher Brian Moon will join in the conversation. 2-0 Broncos on top here in the top half of inning number 1. Hopefully this will not be the last time we come to you from Riverside Park. If the Rams do win the Region 8 Quad A title in the state playoffs, they get a chance to play a home-and-home series of best 2 out of 3 against the other teams that will be in the state tournament. And, of course, some of those games would be played right here at Riverside Park. The batter is Wes Zworen, the designated hitter. Zworen, a right-handed batter. Up there with runners at second and third and no one out. Newton County plays the defense about halfway in, especially shallow at third base, where Hall playing almost on the infield grass, but for the most part, the rest of the infield about halfway in. The first pitch is in the dirt, a good stop from Moon. Taylor trying to throw the fastball. It's 1-0. Newton County Rams as a team hitting about 290. Rams average has been fairly close to 300 most of the year. They've gone through some offensive slumps. They went through a bit of one yesterday after scoring those 3 in the first. Only scored 1 more. There's a swing and a miss at an inside pitch, and it's 1-1. The Rams only had 2 hits against Chip Bates yesterday, but Bates, a bit wild, walking 10 batters, and he walked in a run in the third. Ryan leads from third and Thomas from second. Taylor with the stretch. He checks the runners. Here's his pitch. Swung on and missed on the off speed. It's 1-2. Lance Coffin has rejoined the team. Coffin was homesick yesterday. Didn't get a chance to join the team for the game at Shiloh, but he is back. Not in the starting lineup, but ready to go if necessary. Runners lead from second and third. Warden stands in. Mike Kilman is on the on-deck circle. Taylor stretch. Here's his delivery. It's low, and it's now 2-2. Still nobody out, top half of the first. Taylor in some early trouble. He's already given up 3 hits, singles to Greg Perry, Seth Ryan, and a double to Gabe Thomas. Warren is ready to go. Moon gives the sign to Taylor. His 2-2 delivery is swung on and grounded right in front of the mound. Taylor will check the runner. His throw to first is in time for out number 1, and holding at third is Seth Ryan. That ball wasn't hit but about 45 feet over toward first base, and Taylor came off the mound to field it. Check the runner at third, which is always a wise thing to do. The number one thing you want to try to do is hold the runner at third base, but Ryan wisely holding right there at third. So with 1 down, Mike Kilman and Russ Bennett will have a chance to drive the runs home. Ram defense still playing about halfway in. They come in a little bit farther against this hitter as he takes a pitch high, 1-0. Judd Hall is back a little bit. In fact, most of the infield looks like it's going to play all the way back with the exception of first baseman Richie Cleary. Taylor stretch. Here's his pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. It's 1-1. Well, Taylor has a major jam to get out of here. Already the Rams down by 2. First place in the sub-region at stake here. The number 1 seed in the tournament will take on the number 3 seed from the north side. A different look from the region tournament. A change in rules. We'll elaborate later on. The 1-1 swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. But if the Rams do enter as the number 1 seed, they will play the 3rd seed from the north side on Friday night. In previous years, the top seeds from both sides get a bye in the tournament, but we were just informed of that change today. Taylor stretch. Here's his 1-2. Swung on and grounded to Judd Hall and by him into left field. 1 run will score. Rounding third is Thomas. He will be held at third base. Mike Kilman reaching. And the score is now 3-0 in favor of the Brookwood Broncos. (3-0) now Brookwood as that ball hit over by Judd Hall, who was playing close to the line, but it took sort of a bad hop on him. We've yet to have the official scoring on it, but Ryan scores and Thomas moves over to third. Russ Bennett, also a right-handed batter. Runners at the corners with 1 down. The stretch and the pitch. There's a called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. That's the old Matt Taylor that we've seen for most of this year, catching those strong strikes on the outside corner with that fastball. Thomas leads from third and Kilman from first. The stretch and the pitch. Just a little bit high for ball 1. It was a curveball. It was just a couple of inches high and inside. Newton County Rams, winners of the South Metro Tournament 3 years in a row, and the Rams seniors, all 6 of them, can certainly be very proud to say that they were on 3 championship teams. Pitch is swung on and fouled. The first base side in foul territory. Richie Cleary will call for it and does not make the play. It pops out of his glove. He was battling the sun down there. Ball was in his mitt, but then he dropped it. It squeezed out of his mitt. Looked like he tried to squeeze the glove just a little bit early. So that's an error on Richie Cleary, and the count is 1-2. Cleary makes the error. Mark it in your scorebook. Nobody reaches or advances, but on the foul pop, Cleary unable to make the play. Taylor checks the runners again. His stretch and his 1-2. Foul tip, but it got away from Moon. Making an inside pitch, and it's 2-2. Sounded like that one hit the bat or something on its way in. But the umpire calling it inside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Russ Bennett, the 7th man to bat here in the top half of the first. The runners lead. Again, the stretch and the 2-2 pitch. Swung out and grounded to the shortstop Hires. He's going to take it himself for one. His throw to first in time and for a double play. 6-3 in your scorebook. Kilman retired at second and Bennett at first. Broncos score 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom half of the first with your score: Brookwood 3, Newton County nothing. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430.
The folks at Henderson's Restaurant invite you to join them for dinner tonight. How about some of their famous catfish, fried chicken, barbecue, vegetable plates, steaks? Plus, don't worry about what's in the pantry or whose turn it is to do the dishes. Just go to Henderson's Restaurant, just 5 miles from the square on Highway 36 in Covington. Henderson's is open Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 and 4 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Don't forget to join us for Sunday dinner 11 to 8:30.
Come in and see Glenn Hayes at Hayes Furniture Company for all your home furnishings. Hayes Furniture has free delivery and free 12-month financing. They have living room sets starting at $395.95. Promotional recliner only $169.95. McKeon recliner rocker only $407. Hayes Furniture also has Queen Anne and Big John brands in various prices and colors. Hayes Furniture, 6166 Washington Street. Hayes Furniture Company, 786-3737, 786-3737.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing: termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches, and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
And we are back at Riverside Park. Newton County High School Ram baseball is brought to you in part by Pippin's Barbecue. For award-winning barbecue, go by Pippin's Barbecue on Highway 20 in Conyers and on Alcovey Road in Covington. At Pippin's, you're going to love what you eat. Here's your lineup for the Newton County Rams batting here in the bottom half of the first inning. Ryan Allen will lead it off. He's the second baseman. He'll be followed by Matthew Hires at shortstop. Lance Shannon plays right field and bats third. Sam Allen, the designated hitter, will be batting fourth. Richie Cleary, the first baseman, bats fifth. Brian Moon, the catcher, will be hitting sixth. Cale Curtis bats seventh and plays left field. Judd Hall will play third and bat eighth. And Matt Taylor, the pitcher, batting in the number 9 spot. Ryan Allen leads it off. The first pitch to him, a called strike on the inside corner. Allen tried to check his swing, but it's called a strike. It's 0-1. Allen going into last night's action with a .321 average. He was 0 for 4 against the Generals. Pitch is just outside for ball 1. The defense for the Brookwood Broncos looks like this around the infield. Russ Bennett is the third baseman, Michael Dart at shortstop, Eric Krug at second base, and Seth Ryan at first. Gabe Thomas, the catcher, gives the sign to his pitcher, Keith Wilson, and his pitch is inside for ball 2. Jason Harris is the left fielder for the Broncos. Greg Perry plays center, and Mike Kilman is your right fielder. Ryan Allen, a left-handed batter, and the team leader in doubles this year with 10. Also one of the leaders in runs scored. He's second on the team with 20. Swings and fouls, one off to the left, out of play, and it's 2-2. Chris Acox, the center fielder, not hitting in this game. The DH, Sam Allen, is batting for Acox, but the senior does get some action out there in center field. Keith Wilson, a right-handed pitcher, goes into the wind. Here comes his 2-2 delivery. Inside for ball 3. Wilson has a very compact and slow delivery, but once he lets the ball go, throws a very good hard fastball. That one just a little bit inside to Allen. 3-2 the count. Here's the 3-2 offering on the way. Swung on a line right back up the box for a base hit. Keith Wilson had to do an Olay to get out of the way of that ball, and wisely so. It was a bullet right back up the middle. And Ryan Allen leads it off with a base hit as the Rams try to climb out of the early hole that they have dug for themselves here in the first. Batter will be Matt for 3 last night. Going into that game, he was hitting .388, the team leader in homers with 4. He also has 15 RBIs. The last several games, he's been moved down to the number 2 spot, as Ryan Allen has now reached base in 13 straight games. He has become the new leadoff batter. The stretch and the pitch to Hires. A called strike at the knees. Make it just a little bit low for ball 1. And time is called. And Brookwood's head coach is going to pitch very close to the strike zone, but the umpire calling it ball 1. And while the head coach goes out and talks to his pitcher, Matt Hires takes a stroll down the third baseline to talk with Charlie Beverly. While they do, why don't we tell you about another sponsor of Ram Baseball, the Farm and Garden Depot. Stop by the Farm and Garden Depot for animal feed, lawn and garden seed, and much, much more. The Farm and Garden Depot on Emory Street in Covington. Another fine sponsor of Newton County Ram Baseball right here on Covington's radio station. The season drawing to a close. Of course, we've got postseason action coming up. This could be the last game of the regular season for the Rams. As of now, the last game scheduled to be Thursday, but not sure whether that game will take place or not. The pitch is low, and it's 2-0. That game, a non-essential game, does not count toward the sub-region stats. The game at Eagles Landing on Thursday does not. And now that the Rams do have to play on Friday as part of the region tournament, Charlie Beverly may decide that he will save his players and rest them up for Friday. The pitch to Hires is high and a cripple count now, 3-0. Matt Hires has had a base hit in 11 of his last 12 games. He's hitting .667 in his last 6 games, 12 for 18. The pitch is a called strike on the inside corner, and it's 3-1. In his last 6 games, he has 2 doubles, a triple, a couple of homers, 6 RBIs. He scored 13 runs, and his on-base average has been up around 700 over the last couple of weeks. Allen takes his lead. The stretch and the pitch. Called strike at the knees on the inside corner. It's 3-2. Same type of pitch, and Hires taking it both times. Now the count is run full, 3-2. Chip Bates from the Shiloh Generals had that happen to him several times, falling behind on a hitter 3-0, but then come back with 2 straight strikes and then strike the hitter out. We saw it at least twice. Here's the 3-2 offering. Inside, ball 4. Wilson tried to drop the pitch inside, and it was about a foot inside. And so Hires now at first base, Ryan Allen at second, still nobody out, and now the big sticks in the order come up. We'll start it off with Lance Shannon. Shannon last night had 1 plate appearance. He struck out. We should say 1 at bat. He had 4 plate appearances. He walked 3 times. He scored once, raising his on-base average. Shannon came into that game batting .452. He now has 28 hits and 63 at-bats. Pitch to him is line deep to right center field. Outfielder's going back on it. It bounces once and off the wall. Allen rounds third. He will score. Here comes Hires around third. The throw gets away from the second baseman. He will score, and it is 3-2. Brookwood Broncos on top. Lance Shannon with a deep drive to right center field. And the way this one has gone in the first inning, this could be a big offensive duel. We said that last night when it was 3-2 after 1 inning, and the final score of that one was 4-2. But Shannon comes through with a clutch base hit, scoring 2. And the score now Brookwood on top by 1. And the DH Lance, make that Sam Allen will be the hitter. Lance Shannon, the runner at second base. I wouldn't mind seeing him up again in a situation, but of course Sam Allen also an excellent clutch hitter. Most of the time in clutch situations he has come through with some big base hits. Allen had his 6-game hitting streak snapped last night. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. Came into that game at .354. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped up right field side. Mike Kilman comes over and he makes the catch in the sun. Tagging at second is Lance Shannon. The throw is off the mark. Shannon advances. Fly ball to the right fielder moves Shannon over, and with 1 down, another sac fly would bring him home. It'll be up to first baseman Richie Cleary. Cleary being promoted up to the number 5. He's had some rough times at various times this year. went into last night's game at 220, but he hit the ball very, very hard last night. Unfortunately for him, he had an 0 for 2 performance with a sacrifice fly and a walk. But every ball he hit was right on the nose and very deep to left field. Unfortunately, he got under the ball all 3 times he was up, and they turned out to be pop flies to the left fielder. Shannon takes his lead from third base. The infield is in at the corners. Wilson's wind. Here's his first pitch to Cleary, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Richie Cleary with that open stance looking to pull the ball. If he can get under one like he did last night, it'll be an easy pop fly to the left fielder, but a run would score to tie the game. Wilson's wind. Here's his delivery. He gets by the catcher. Shannon coming home. Here's the throw. He is safe. That's a wild pitch for Keith Wilson, and Lance Shannon very emphatically crossing home plate with the third run to tie this one back up. Well, the Rams dug themselves a big hole, but they are right back out of it. We're tied at 3 apiece. It's going to be an exciting one, folks. Don't you dare go away. Stay tuned to Ram Baseball here for the next 6 innings, and I guarantee that you will have an exciting matchup here at Riverside Park. If you're in the area, you might want to come by. As we mentioned, the last regular season home game, and unless the Rams can win the region tournament, this would be the last game for the seniors at Riverside Park. The 1-1 pitch, the first pitch rather, is outside to Cleary, and the count goes to 2-1. Ram first baseman, a right-handed batter. Here's the pitch to him, taken for a strike. It's now 2-2. Rams with their 3 runs on 2 hits. Benefited from the wild pitch after getting some seeing eye base hits in the top half of the inning. Pitch to Cleary is in the dirt, gets by the catcher, and the count goes full now. It's 3-2. Rams would like to put some more on the board here in inning number 1. We're already tied at 3 apiece here in the bottom half of the first inning. The sophomore for the Newton County Rams set to go. Wilson's wind and pitch is inside for ball 4. Second person that Wilson has walked in the inning. Runner at first with 1 down, and Brian Moon is the batter. Moon with a 1 for 3 performance, a bunt single for his base hit. He also walked. Brian Moon with 4 hits in his last 31 at-bats. So he has struggled a bit the last few weeks at the plate, but showing some signs of breaking out of his slump. Hoping to do so here in the latter stages. You'd like to have a man like that hot when the region tournament rolls around. The first pitch to him, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Charlie Beverly down the line at third base gives the sign to his hitter. Coach Al Bell talking to the first base runner, Richie Cleary, who's taking his lead. Wilson will throw over. It's a lob toss, and Cleary is back in safely. That is not Wilson's best move to first, obviously. They're stepping off and acknowledging that Richie Cleary is down there at first base. Moon, a switch hitter, bats from the left-hand side. Thomas's sign. Here's Wilson's stretch and his pitch. Swung on and lined down the first baseline, but foul, and it goes to 0-2. Moon just out in front of the curveball, and in a hole here, 0-2. The last several games, we've seen him very susceptible to the off-speed pitch down and in. When he struck out in the 5th inning yesterday, it was on the same type of pitch, a curveball, that broke down and in from a right-handed pitcher. He's behind here, 0-2. Wilson checks the runner, his stretch, and his pitch. It was low and inside, but with the fastball, and Moon did. On deck is Cale Curtis, the Rams senior, playing left field in this game. He played left field yesterday, but Sam Allen was DHing for him. Cleary takes his lead. The stretch and pitch. Swung on, grounded back by the second baseman into right field for a hit. Cleary will hold it second as the throw comes back in. But that's a base hit for Brian Moon. A good emotional boost to have that hit for him. And runners at first and second, still only 1 out here in the first. It's been nearly 90 minutes since this game was supposed to begin, and we are still only in the first inning. Of course, We are calling this game with only one umpire. It's going to be very crucial. And that umpire is going to have to be all over the field, ready for a play at any base. The stretch and the pitch, swung on and grounded foul down the first base side, and it's now 0-2. Curtis has been out in front, swinging and missing at the first one, grounding the second one foul against the off-speed pitch. He's in a hole here, 0-2. Cale Curtis on the year hitting .324. He's got 12 hits in his 37 at-bats. He's got a homer to his credit coming against Oconee County and 8 RBIs. Wilson stretch and his pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. A fastball that just nipped the outside corner, and a good pitch. Curtis going down on strikes. With 2 down, Judd Hall, a 173 hitter, comes to the plate. Hall was 0 for 2, so his average has dropped even a little bit farther. He now has 9 hits in 54 at-bats. Batting average has dropped now to 167. Hall standing far away from the plate. He's tried a couple of different stances in the last few days. The pitch to him is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. In the beginning part of the year, Hall was closing up his stance and standing fairly close to the plate. We've seen him open up his stance just a little bit more, and now standing far off the plate. Wilson checks the runners at first and second. His stretch and pitch swung on and bounced foul behind the plate. It's 0-2. So Keith Wilson has settled down, the Bronco pitcher, striking out Curtis. He had Moon in an 0-2 hole before he had a base hit, and now he's got Judd Hall in that same 0-2 situation. Cleary leads from second and Moon from first. Eric Krug is holding the runner close. That's the Broncos' second baseman. Now he goes back into his position. The stretch and the pitch outside, 1-2. Hall looks like he might be susceptible to the outside pitch, standing as far off the plate as he is. Of course, he might also be diving into the pitch. If you've ever seen John Kruk, who stands far away from the plate, then dives into the outside pitches and takes them to left field, Hall would be taking his to right. The pitch to him is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the senior third baseman. Hall, normally a center fielder and a pitcher, pitched last night against the Generals and had a great outing in 7 innings, giving up 2 runs, 1 of them earned on 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 13. Stretch and pitch to him. Called strike 3 at the knees. Hall knew it. He's headed back toward the dugout. Wilson strikes out 2 to get out of the jam, but the Rams put 3 across on 3 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. We head to the second with your score, 3-3. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
Catch a fly ball or hit a home run with Calico Cards in Conyers. Calico Cards carries all sports cards and non-sports cards, including racing cards, a full line of collecting supplies, a large supply of common cards, and a variety of posters, sports, racing, and movies. Calico Cards is also introducing a new line of greeting cards just for you. So join in the fun this baseball season with Calico Cards and receive a 10% discount off your purchase if you mention you heard this ad on WGFS Radio. Calico will also sponsor a free giveaway during the baseball games. Tune in to Calico Cards, Highway 20 in Conyers at Honey Creek. Open Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, Saturday, 10 to 7, Sunday, 12 to 6. Owner is Chris Scott, 929-1332. That's Calico Cards, located at Honey Creek, Highway 20 in Conyers, 929-1332.
More poultry per pound of feed at market and faster starts in egg production on the farm. FRM medicated chick starter gets them off on the right foot with vitamin and mineral-rich feeds to keep them healthy. Use FRM grower feeds and FRM layer feeds and concentrates to promote rapid maturity and faster starts in egg production on the farm. FRM poultry feeds available now at your FRM dealer.
For FRM poultry feed and much more, go by the Farm and Garden Depot, formerly Gold Kist on Emory Street, 770.
Covington's radio station, AM 1430, WGFS.
And we're back from Riverside Park. It's the top half of the second inning. We're tied 3 apiece. Both teams scoring 3 runs in the first inning of play. This game got underway about 6 o'clock. Jason Harris leads it off for the Broncos. Takes the first pitch, low and outside for ball 1. Harris will be followed by second baseman Eric Krug and shortstop Michael Dart, the 8 and 9 spots, and then Brookwood moves back to the top of the order when Dart will stand in. Pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1. The Bronco left fielder Jason Harris bats from the right-hand side and keeps his back foot very close to the plate, opens up with his front foot, and the inside pitches looks like they might hit him on the knee, swings at the pitch and grounds it foul just behind home plate. It's 1-2. And Taylor caught the first strike with an inside pitch, a pitch that caught the inside corner. And a very wise thing to do against a hitter like that. Opening up his stance and looking to pull the ball. But he's standing so close to the plate that it doesn't look like he could do much with a pitch on the inside corner. Taylor goes into the line. Here's his 1-2. Swung on, grounded right back up. Taylor can't make the play. Hires does. Behind second. His throw to first is in time, and that's out number 1. That ball was hit too hard for Taylor to handle right back up the mound, but in front of second base, Hires made the play, and his throw to first in time. Eric Krug, the number 9 batter, about to step in to the right-handed batter's box. He will be followed by Michael Dart. Broncos scored 3 runs in the first inning on 4 hits. First pitch to Krug is swung on and popped foul, but it's going to fall out of play and on top of the shed down the first baseline, and it's 0-1. WGFS bringing you Newton County Ram baseball and Atlanta Braves baseball. Stay tuned as the Rams will be playing the Brookwood Broncos here for the next few hours. Then the Braves game against the St. Louis Cardinals after that. The 0-1 swung on, bounced right in front of home plate. Taylor will take it himself. His throw to first in time. And that is out number 2. Well, Taylor has certainly settled down here in the second inning, getting 2 infield groundouts. And you have to wonder if both teams weren't suffering from just a bit of nerves this game deciding first place in the sub-region. Of course, Brookwood's game that they play tomorrow will also be a deciding factor. But both teams were really raring to go at 5 o'clock, but the umpire's not here, and the game start delayed by almost an hour. You have to wonder if both teams weren't just a little bit out of focus after having to wait for a full hour. Michael Dart is the hitter. Taylor's first pitch to him is swung on and popped foul back this way and right back into the concession stand where a couple of folks were standing there ready to get some Cokes, and I think that might have caught somebody on its way in. Somebody in the concession stand might have caught that ball.
Concession stand, get a free Coke.
Jay Coughlin has just told everyone that all balls returned to the concession stand gets a free Coke. The pitch is inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Well, that one was fouled straight back, so I believe the folks in the concession stand owe Mr. Michael Dart a Coke after this game is over with. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Broncos shortstop. Taylor's wind and his pitch. Just outside, he threw a curveball, and it's 2-1. Rams have had a hard-fought sub-region schedule. Every year in Sub-Region 8 Quad A South, there are always at least 3 teams in the hunt for first place. The Rams could be as high as first or as low as third, even though they have only 1 sub-region game left. The 2-0 pitch, line down the first baseline, but foul, and it's 2-1. If the Rams win this game, they will be the number 1 seed in the region tournament no matter what happens. If they lose this game, then they will fall to 7-4-1. And both South Gwinnett and Brookwood would be 7-4. South Gwinnett also 7-4. If both teams win, then Newton County drop down to the 3rd spot. If one of those teams should lose, then Newton County would be the number 2 spot. And if both should lose, then Newton County would be up there in the number 1 spot once again. Taylor's wind is 2-1 pitch. Inside, it's ball 3. 3-1 to the leadoff batter, who drew a base on balls his first time. Scored on a single from first baseman Seth Ryan. Taylor with only 7 walks in 36 2/3 innings this year. Here's his 3-2 pitch. It's outside, ball 4. Make it 8 walks. As Matt Taylor has walked Dart in both his plate appearances, something you don't want to do, especially to a leadoff man, because of anybody in the lineup, that leadoff man has the most speed. You want him to earn his way on base. You don't want to give him a walk, a free pass, or whatever you want to call it. If you put him down there at first base with a free pass, certainly a man with that speed will steal second easily. The batter is Greg Perry. He singled and scored back in the first. Taylor will throw to first, and the runner is back. Because of the delayed start, we will join Atlanta Braves baseball in progress once the Rams game is over. Braves are now 13-1 after defeating St. Louis last night. Runner is going with the pitch. He faked the steal, actually. The pitch is outside. Moon was thinking about throwing down to first, but he did not do so. Dart had broken for second, but stopped about a third of the way down there. The runner is going with the pitch. It swung on and missed. Here's the throw to second, and they have him out from here to you, but he might be safe. Now he is out. Dart overslid the bag. What happened there? They had him out by about 10 feet. Michael Dart went around the shortstop and behind the second base bag, and they played a game of cat and mouse behind the second base bag, but Hires finally applied the tag to Dart. It's a caught stealing 2-6 in your scorebook. No runs, no hits for the Broncos in the inning, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the bottom half of the second inning with your score: Newton County 3, Brookwood 3. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430. Bottom of the second from Riverside Park, Newton County High School. It's Ram baseball. Kevin Holden on the play-by-play action. Matt Taylor leads it off for the Rams. He'll be followed by Ryan Allen and Matt Hires. Taylor, the number 9 batter in the order. Here's the first pitch from Wilson. It's a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Taylor now batting .333. He has raised his average tremendously over the last couple of weeks. He was hitting 100 a couple weeks ago. Pitch to him is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Taylor has come through with some clutch base hits against Berkmar, notably a double down the right field line, a big clutch hit there. Came in with a couple of other good performances, including a home run against the Clark Central Gladiators a few Fridays ago up in Athens. He stands in there now as Keith Wilson winds and delivers. It's a fastball outside and by the catcher, 1-2. Wilson looking for the strikeout on the fastball. Looked like he overthrew it just a little. And it got by the Brookwood catcher, Gabe Thomas. Taylor in 21 at-bats has 7 hits. That one homer against Clark Central, he has 5 RBIs as well. Pitch is swung and foul tipped, and Taylor a strikeout victim. Number 3 in a row here for Keith Wilson, the first 2 coming last inning. 3 in the game, and those 3 coming back to back to back here. Rams move back to the top of the order with Ryan Allen. Solid single his first time, then scored on a double by Lance Shannon. That double scored 2 runs. Ryan Allen has now reached base in 14 straight games. Have to go all the way back to March 19th for the last time that Allen did not reach safely in a ball game. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. The Rams' second sacker, you can expect him to bat leadoff next year when he will be a senior. The pitch to him is swung on in line, left field side. Left fielder coming over, trying to make a diving catch. He couldn't do it. It bounced out of his glove. Allen will pull into second base. We'll check the official scoring on it. Probably a double. The left fielder made a diving try for the ball. It did hit him in the glove, but he would have had a very, very difficult time to try to make the catch on that ball, and he's a bit shaken up. That's Jason Harris out there making the play, but it bounced right out of his glove, and Allen standing on second base. The batter will be Matt Hires. He walked his first time and scored on Shannon's double. Ryan Allen takes the lead. Stretch from Wilson. His pitch to Hires is a little bit low for ball 1. Matt Hires, one of the top on-base averages on this team. Right around .550, and he raised that with a walk his first time. Switch hitting shortstop. Has signed with Middle Georgia College. He bats from the left-hand side here. The pitch to him is low again with the fastball, and it's now 2-0. Rams versus the Brookwood Broncos from Riverside Park at Newton County High School. Last sub-region game of the year, the regular season that is, for the Rams. The pitch to Hires. Called strike on the outside corner, 2-1. This game originally was scheduled for Friday afternoon, but as you know, a lot of severe weather going through the state of Georgia canceled the Rams games on both Friday and Saturday. The game against Eagles Landing now scheduled for Thursday, and the makeup game for Friday's Brookwood Bronco game going on right now. Ryan Allen leads from second base. Wilson checks him as 2-1 is low. And the count is now 3-1 to Hires. Hires looking to extend that streak. 11 out of his last 12 games, he has had at least one base hit. Lots of extra base hits for him as well in the last week or so. Leads the team in homers with 4. And he was batting in the leadoff spot for most of the year. Not often your team leader in homers bats leadoff. Swings and lines one to left field, but Jason Harris is under it, and he will make the catch. That's out 2. Hires hit the ball well to left, but right where Harris was standing, and with 2 down, Lance Shannon steps to the plate. Drove in 2 with that 2-bagger to right center field his last time. The ball that he hit in the first didn't quite have the lift to get out of here, but nonetheless a very well-hit ball. And the gapper scored Allen and Hires. And they're going to intentionally walk Lance Shannon after seeing the damage that he did against them last time up. So Shannon will be intentionally walked, and the batter will now be Sam Allen. They do it the easy way in high school. Instead of actually throwing the 4 pitches for the intentional walk, they just motion for Shannon to go to first base. So with runners at first and second now and 2 down, Sam Allen, the hitter, a sacrifice fly for him as he moved Shannon over to third base. That was in his first appearance back in the first inning. And time has been called as a second umpire has now arrived at Riverside Park, and he will be taking the field. So that umpire is going to be put right into the ball game. He's not going to have time to rest at all. Just as he has arrived, he is going to go out right behind the pitcher. And we now have first and second, 2 down, and a second umpire here. He'll be able to call the plays on the base paths, so that home plate umpire won't have to do as much work as he has in the first couple innings, and the home plate umpire has done a fine job in the first 2 innings. Of course, an umpire does his best job when you don't notice him at all, and we haven't noticed him at all so far. The first pitch, a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Ryan Allen doubled. He's at second base. Lance Shannon was intentionally walked. He is standing at first and now taking his lead from first base. The stretch as Wilson checks the runners. Here's his 0-1. There's another called strike on the outside corner with the fastball. Allen is in a hole here, 0-2. Keith Wilson, in the last inning and 2/3, has had 5 of these 0-2 counts. He has been very strong, throwing lots of strikes, keeping the ball near the plate. It's going to be tough to hit him in the middle innings if he keeps the ball around the plate. He fakes a throw down to second base as he steps off, and Allen will go back into the bag. Michael Dart was standing there at second base, but Wilson deciding not to throw it that way. Once again, the runners lead. Gabe Thomas giving the sign to his pitcher, and now they take too much time, and Sam Allen is going to step out and take his 2 or 3 practice swings. Puts a little dirt on the bat. Now he digs back in the right-handed box. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. We're tied at 3 apiece. The pitch to Allen, swung on and hit deep to center field. Greg Perry goes back on it, still going back. It bounces once off the wall. 1 run will score. Shannon will round third. The throw in will be cut off. He will score a 2-run double for Sam Allen. Makes it 5-3, Newton County Rams. And that man has been Mr. Clutch this year for the Newton County Rams. An 0-2 count on him with 2 outs and runners at first and second. And Allen doubles off the center field wall. That hit to any other part of the ballpark might have been out of here, especially if it had been to left or to right. Maybe not in the power alleys, but nonetheless a double, scoring 2 more runs. Shannon scored from first on the plate to give you an idea of how deeply that ball was hit. The batter is Richie Cleary. He drew a walk his first time. Sam Allen now leading from second base. The Rams, the bats have come alive, scoring 5 here in the first inning and 2/3 of this game. The stretch and the pitch to Cleary, a called strike. It's 0-1. Both middle infielders for the Broncos standing very close to the second base bag, giving 2 big gaps, one where the shortstop would normally be playing, one where the second baseman would normally play, with Richie Cleary standing in there. Now the infielders go back to their positions. The pitch to Cleary, high and inside. It's 1-1. Cleary at around 200, but has hit the ball well his last 3 or 4 times up to the plate. The runner leads. Again, Wilson checks him. His 1-1 offering. Swung on and missed. 1-2. The region tournament situation beginning this Friday is going to look like this. There's a different setup to the tournament this year as the number 1 and number 3 seeds go head-to-head from opposite sides. The Rams are in 8 quad A South. If they win this game, they'll be the number 1 seed. The 1-2 pitch to Cleary is in the dirt. Allen's going to head for third. Here's the throw down there. He dives in head first. That is going to be a pass ball on Gabe Thomas, allowing Sam Allen to move to third base. Still, it will take a hit from Richie Cleary with a 2-2 count here and 2 down. But if the Rams do have the 1 seed on the south side, they will take on the number north on Friday night. And of course, vice versa, as the number 1 team from the north side will take on the number 3 team from the south part of the sub-region. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. He was behind on the fastball. Wasn't expecting it. The 4th strikeout for Keith Wilson. 2 runs for the Rams, though, on 2 hits, both of them doubles. There was 1 intentional walk, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We head to the 3rd with your score, 5-3, Newton County on top. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS, AM 1430.
Warm weather is here. It's
base with no one out, and Seth Ryan will be the batter. Ryan singled his first time and scored on the single by Mike Kilman. Ryan bats from the right-hand side of the batter's box. Taylor checks his catcher, Brian Moon, from the side as the runner leads from first base. Taylor's first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Riverside Park, the site of this game, and the Rams have now taken a 5-3 lead thanks to the 2-run double by Sam Allen in the bottom half of the 2nd. The stretch and the pitch. Low and outside, and it's now 2-0 to Seth Ryan. Ryan will be followed by Gabe Thomas and Wes Zwern as the Broncos try to even things up here in the top half of the 3rd. A win guarantees the Newton County Rams first place in the region tournament on the south side. Taylor's 2-0 pitch is low, and it's 3-0. This Ram team has been ranked at various times in the year, number 8, and sometimes they've been ranked number 9 in the state in Quad A. They've had a fairly good stretch of late with the exception of the loss to South Gwinnett. They've had a good stretch, beating Rockdale 13-1. The 3-0 pitch is a called strike. A bit of a delayed call, but nonetheless a strike, and it's 3-1. Taylor again checks his catcher. A conservative lead over at first by Perry. But he's going with the pitch. It's swung on, grounded to Judd Hall at third. He'll check the runner at second. His only play is to first, and it's in time for the first out. He advances, does Greg Perry, on the ground out, 5-3 in your scorebook. Perry wasn't more than 2 steps away from the first base bag, maybe a step and a half, but he was going with the pitch, and Ryan grounding it to the third baseman. Got that runner over to second. He would have been easily out had he not been running with the pitch. The batter is Gabe Thomas, who doubled his first time. He takes a pitch low for ball 1. The Bronco catcher, the number 4 batter in the order. A bit of a difference from professional ranks. Here in the high school ranks, a lot of times a catcher batting in the middle positions or sometimes the upper positions of the order. Brian Moon had been the number 2 batter for the Rams for a portion of this year. He's also batted number 4 as well as 5 and 6 He's also batted 8th in the order. So Moon has been at various positions. Gabe Thomas was the cleanup batter last time the Broncos played the Rams. He takes a strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Thomas provided the big threat for the Broncos, who scored only 1 run against the Rams in a Wednesday game played in Snellville, which Judd Hall threw a complete game and shut down the Broncos. The 1-1 pitch, a called strike in the inside corner. It's 1-2. The Bronco fans a little unhappy with that call. Rams have had some big wins on the road that has helped them to stay in first place in the sub-region. The 1-2 pitch swung on and foul tipped. Moon hung on to it. That's a strikeout. Believe it or not, that's the first one for Matt Taylor. Single fly ball out so far. He's had nothing but ground ball outs and strikeouts. He's keeping the ball near the plate, throwing a pretty good curveball and a strong fastball, and the hitters have not been able to get around on it. In fact, really the only ball hit up in the air, the pop foul to Richie Cleary at first base, which he ended up dropping. That was back in the first inning. Wes Warren tapped back to the mound in his first appearance in the first inning. Perry leads from second base. He advanced over there on the ground out. The first pitch is inside for ball 1. Perry opened the inning with a single, then advanced over to second, but with 1 down, Taylor has come back now. He struck out the cleanup batter, Thomas, going after Zwern, who he got to hit a weak tapper back to him last time. Moon flashes the sign. Taylor's stretch. Here's his delivery. It is outside and low for ball 2. This is one of the first games this year in which Taylor has more walks than strikeouts, but of course not a big difference, as he struck out 1 batter, but he's walked 2. The ground ball outs come just as well. The pitch is swung and fouled back to the screen, 2-1. A pitcher will tell you the ground ball out, for the most part, just as good as the strikeout, and sometimes the ground ball can be even better, especially in a situation where you have a runner at first base, less than 2 outs. The ground ball can get you 2 outs, whereas a strikeout can only net you 1 out. Perry takes his lead. Zwern waits in the right-handed batter's box. Taylor checking the runner. Stretches and delivers. It's lined, but Ryan Allen is there, leaps and makes the catch. Zwern hit that one right off the end of the bat. Allen had to leap about 6 inches in the air, but he made the catch. No runs, 1 hit for the Broncos here in the third. They strand a runner at second base. We head to the bottom half of the third with your score. Newton County 5, Brookwood 3. Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
FRM cattle supplement blocks have you.
Second one just came in and hit him. He really didn't make much of an attempt to get out of the way of the ball, just sort of let it hit him, and he went down to first base, but he's there with nobody out. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS. Cale Curtis, the hitter, struck out looking his first time at the plate. Curtis now with 12 hits and 38 at-bats this year, batting right around .320. The pitch to him is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Both times on that first pitch, Curtis swinging for the fences, but he's come up shy both times. Senior left fielder bats as he throws, left-handed. Moon leads from first base. The pitch to Curtis, swung on and missed. Same pitch, same spot, same result, and it's 0-2. Wilson has kept the ball outside. Curtis pulling off the ball just a little bit. Now in a hole here, 0-2. We've seen this so many times from Wilson here in the first couple of innings. Even though he's given up 5 runs, he's had lots of 0-2 counts, but the Ram bats have also been very alive. Swinging at the good strikes, the 0-2 pitch outside, 1-2. Some of those hits have also come on 0-2 counts, including Moon's single in the first and Sam Allen's double in the second. So Wilson has been able to get the first 2 strikes, but putting the hitters away has been a different matter. Here's a stretch and pitch. Swung on and line to right center field. There it goes again. It falls in for a hit. Moon rounds second. He heads spectacular with your host, Bill Dolan. This is for your knowledge of various trivia facts from baseball trivia, general trivia, history, TV themes, Lots of stuff there, and you just got to listen in Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Not very difficult questions. You can win yourself some prizes, but you got to tune in and give him a call Saturdays from 9 to 10. Judd Hall struck out looking his first time. He stands in, swings, bounces one right in front of the plate. Wilson will take it himself. His only play is to first in time. First baseman Ryan was covering the bag. Curtis advances to second, but Moon has to stay pat at third. So 1-3 on the ground out. But now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 down, and Taylor with a chance to help his own cause. He struck out swinging his first time. Wilson found a groove against the bottom part of the order his first time through it. He struck out Curtis, Hall, and Taylor all in succession. But since then, the last 8 batters he has faced, he's given up 3 hits. He's walked a batter. He's hit a batter. He's given up 2 runs. Pitch to Taylor, swung on and grounded to the drawn-in infield. The second baseman, Krug, will go to first. They're going to let the run score. Now they've got Curtis hung up. But the first baseman does not make a throw to second base, and Curtis allowed to slide back into the bag. Surprising that Ryan didn't go ahead and throw over to second base. They had Curtis a good 10 feet or so off the bag. On the ground out, Moon scores despite the drawn-in infield. Taylor gets an RBI and helps his cause as the Rams now lead 6-3. And with 2 down and a runner at second, Ryan Allen, who has been perfect so far, has an RBI shot, but he'll have to continue his perfect day. He singled in the first and scored. He doubled in the second and scored. Pitch to Allen, swung on, grounded in the hole between third and short. Dart makes a nice play, but now it gets by him into left field. Cale Curtis is going to try to score. Here's the throw. He goes in standing up, and it is 7-3, Newton County. That ball was hit in the hole. It's a single, as Dart would not have had a play on anybody at any base. Allen is now 3 for 3, and Curtis scores. Matt Hires will be the batter. We've got to thank the folks in the concession stand downstairs here at Riverside Park. They have helped me out throughout the year, sending up Sprites during the ball game and helping out in various other ways as well, and we certainly very thankful to the folks downstairs in the concession stand for all their help throughout the 1994 season. Allen takes his lead. The pitch to Hires, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Don't know what I'd do without the Sprites up here throughout the ball game. Hires checks the third base coach, Charlie Beverly. He has the sign, the switch-hitting shortstop. Now standing back in. He is 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the first inning, flied out in the second. The pitch to him is outside, and the count is now 1-1 to the Rams shortstop. Ryan Allen down at first base, the leader in hits so far in this game. He is 3 for 3. The Rams have a total of 7 hits, and they have put 7 across. Wilson stretch. He looks at the runner, now steps off, and a lob toss over. Ryan Allen is back in. Allen very speedy on the base paths. Of course, he's in the number 1 spot, so you expect that. 15 stolen bases, make that 14 for Ryan Allen. He has been caught stealing only 3 times. Wilson looks at the runner very closely. The stretch and pitch. Hires attempting to bunt, but missed it, and it's 1-2. The pitch was low and inside. Hires looking to drag it up the third base line, where Russ Bennett is playing in his normal position and would have had a very long run to try to get a ball bunted down the third baseline. Bennett is staying back there, though, but with 2 strikes, of course, a much less chance that Hires would try something like a bunt. The runner leads. Thomas, the sign of the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded to the first baseman. Foot race to the bag. Ryan wins it. And that'll do it for the Rams here in the third, but they put 2 more across on 2 hits. The offense scoring in spurts, and they have scored 7 so far here. They lead 7-3 over the Brookwood Broncos after 3 innings. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
Buying tires? Not very easy, is it? You need an expert. Better yet, several experts like the tire pros at Statham Tire in Covington and Conyers. Statham Tires sells Cooper tires because Cooper combines quality with economy. You always get the most for your money at Statham Tire, where they feature straight tire talk, quality Cooper tires, and reasonable prices. Make your tire buying easy. See the pros today at Statham Tire in Covington and Conyers for your Cooper tires.
The birds are singing and flowers are blooming, and that means it's time for allergies.
Yes, it's true. Headaches and sinus problems are hints that you aren't taking care of your body properly. One way to prevent allergy symptoms is to stay away from processed and refined foods because they affect your immune system. The Family Health Food Store has vitamins and herbs to help you stay healthy and happy, plus whole grain cereals sweetened without sugar. Stay healthy with us at the Family Health Food Store, 787-3400. April's best buys of the month at the place with the helpful hardware folks, Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square and in Newton Plaza. This month's best buys include Topsoil or Peat for 99 cents each. Also, Mirasid or Miracle Grow, a 5-pound bag, $7.66 each. Roundup Herbicide, $15.99 per quart. And Poly Sprayer, a 2-gallon tank for $21.99. Mayfield Ace Hardware's best buys of the month for the month of April.
Back from Riverside Park, we head to the fourth. The Rams on top by 4 runs. Leading it off is Mike Kilman. Takes a pitch for a strike. Matt Taylor has found a groove. It's 0-1. Taylor has retired the last 3 he has faced. In the last 2 innings, he's given up 1 hit. He's walked 1, and he struck out 1. His wind is 0-1 delivery. A called strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Typical of Matt Taylor, he's going to throw strikes. If I'm a hitter facing Matt Taylor, I'm going to go up swinging because I know he's going to keep the ball around the plate. The 0-2 is high, and the count goes to 1-2. Taylor with only 8 walks this year. Lowest on the team for the number of innings that he has pitched. Here comes the 1-2 on the way. Swung on and line down the third baseline, but foul by about 2 feet. The count remains 1-2. This game just over an hour old. For those of you just tuning in, expecting to hear the Atlanta Braves pregame show, we're going to join Braves baseball once this game is over with. But for now, we're going to stick here with the Newton County Rams and Brookwood Broncos. First place in the sub-region at stake if the Rams lose. And they're going to have a lot of trouble. They're going to need some help if they're going to be in first place. If the Newton County Rams win the game, then they are assured of first place. The 1-2 is low with the off-speed pitch. The count goes to 2-2. Brookwood Broncos 6-4 in sub-region play coming into this game with a victory yesterday over the Berkmar Patriots. They were 5-4 before that point. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mike Kilman. Here's the pitch. Swung on, just got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen. The count remains 2-2. Kilman singled his first time, driving in Seth Ryan from third base. Then he was retired 6 unassisted, the front end of a double play. Hires to Cleary. Taylor again checks the catcher. Here comes the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. An excellent fastball from Taylor that was inside and breaking just a little bit. And Kilman, trying to uppercut on the ball, just swung right through it. And with 1 down, the batter is Russ Bennett. He hit into that 6-3 double play back in the first. Region Tournament begins this week's Region Tournament games live here on WGFS AM 1430. Join the Rams as they try to capture the championship in Region 8 Quad A. First pitch is inside to Bennett. The count is 1-0. The Rams were 8 Quad A champs in 1989 and again in 1990. Of course, the star of that team, both those teams, the San Diego Padres, playing with the Major League squad. The 1-0 pitch, line to shortstop at Hires is right there, and it's out number 2. Bennett hit the ball right on the nose, but in baseball, that's what you call an atom ball, as the ball was hit right at the shortstop Hires. 5 or 6 feet to either way. And that's going to be a base hit, but it's an L6 in your scorebook, and 2 down. Jason Harris is the batter. The Bronco left fielder grounded out 6-3. Hires has been a busy man out there at shortstop in the first 3 2/3 innings here. Taylor's wind, his first pitch to Harris. Swung on, grounded down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Hall will make the play. He's got a long throw. It is not in time at first base. Harris will beat it out for a base hit. That would have been a tough play for any third baseman, as the ball was hit just to the fair side of third base, then bounced over into foul territory. Hall was over in foul territory when he caught the ball, but he was behind the third base bag and had to throw completely across the diamond, but couldn't do so in time. So Harris at first base, and that is the 6th base hit for the Broncos. Brookwood with only 1 extra base hit, that the double by Gabe Thomas in the first. Eric Krug is 0 for 1 with a ground ball right back to the mound in his first appearance. The first pitch to him, low and outside, ball 1. Rams on top 7-3. They've scored in every inning so far, 3 in the first on 3 hits, 2 in the second on 2 hits, and 2 also in inning number 3. They also had 2 hits in that inning. The pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Use the fastball to catch that corner. It's 1-1. One of Taylor's bread and butter pitches, catching the outside corner with that fastball. The sun is setting down the third baseline. It's been a sort of overcast day, thin clouds in the sky. Still pretty warm, but now the sun's setting and the lights are on. Pitch is lined just by Judd Hall at third base. It goes into left field for a hit. Harris will have to stop at second. The Broncos with a 2-out situation and runners at first and second. They move back to the top of their order with Michael Dart. Krug just hit that ball really off the end of the bat, but still hit it toward the third baseman. Not a very hard hit ball, but a seeing eye base hit nonetheless, as Judd Hall could not make the play, and Hires was playing over towards second base. Now with runners at first and second, Taylor is going to have to come after Dart. He hasn't done that yet in this game. In 2 plate appearances, Dart has walked twice. Taylor stretch and pitch, swung on and grounded to the first baseman Cleary. He'll take it himself, and that'll do it for the Broncos here in the 4th. No runs, 2 hits. They strand 2. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. 7-3 your score as the Newton County Rams are on top. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430.
Campbell Lumber on Emory Street announces new store hours. Campbell Lumber Company is now open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Come by and see us for everything to build anything. Benjamin Moore paints, lawn and garden tools, masonry supplies, lumber, and lots more. Stop by our spring sale going on now through April 30th for specials on treated lumber, shingles, screen porch materials, and lawn and garden tools. That's Campbell Lumber, 786-3412.
The folks at Henderson's Restaurant invite you to join them for dinner tonight. How about some of their famous catfish, fried chicken, barbecue, vegetable plates, steaks, plus burgers and fries? Don't worry about what's in the pantry or whose turn it is to do the dishes. Just go to Henderson's Restaurant, just 5 miles from the square on Highway 36 in Covington. Henderson's is open Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 and 4 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Don't forget to join us for Sunday dinner, 11 to 8:30.
Pump up your profits with FRM's swine feeding program. Use FRM Early Wean Medicated Pig Starter Pellets, FRM Baby Pig Starter. Then at 5 weeks, switch to FRM Pig Popper Pellets. Finish them out with FRM Pig and Hog Feed Pellets and FRM Hog Finisher Pellets. All medicated and available now at your FRM dealer.
For your FRM dealer in Covington, the Farm and Garden Depot on Emory Street, 787-3870. Lance Shannon leads it off for the Newton County Rams. He's got a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. He'll be followed by Sam Allen and Richie Cleary as the Rams bat with a 4-run lead. Here in the bottom half of the 4th, Keith Wilson's wind and delivery swung on and bounced foul at home plate. It's 1-2. Rams with 7 runs on 7 hits. Brookwood Broncos with 3 runs. They also have 7 hits. Neither team has made an error to this point. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Ram number 3 batter. Wilson's wind. Here's his pitch. Swung on, grounded to the third baseman, makes the play. Bennett's throw to first is in time. Just got Shannon by about half a step. And a good play from Bennett, who had to charge in on a weakly hit ground ball. Shannon is out. Sam Allen is 1 for 1. He will step to the plate in just a moment. Allen hit a sacrifice fly to right field in his first appearance. Then he doubled his second time up, driving in 2. Allen, a right-handed batter. When he came up in the second with that 2-run double, it put the Rams on top 5-3, and you could feel the momentum shift toward the Rams as Allen takes the first pitch high and inside, 1-0. But that 2-run double could be a turning point in this game because the Rams had some trouble in the first inning, giving up 3 runs right off the bat on 4 hits to the Broncos. The 1-0 pitch, low and outside, 2-0. And also, don't forget about Matt Taylor, who has really settled down here in the middle innings. The hits he has been giving up have been all singles, and he's been straining those runners on base. Here comes the wind, the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, lined at the third baseman. On one hop, he makes the play. His throw to first pulls the first baseman off the bag. Sam Allen is safe at first, diving head first into the bag. Sam Allen with the base hit. A good play from third baseman Russ Bennett. Bennett's throw to first pulled Ryan off the bag, and Sam Allen, who just loves to get the uniform dirty every time he goes out there, sliding head first into the first base bag and just beating Seth Ryan by about half a step. So Sam Allen with some heads-up base running, and that aggressive play nets him a base hit there. If somebody goes across there running, they might not make it in time to first base, or they might collide with Seth Ryan as he was coming across the first base bag. The batter is Richie Cleary, 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch to him, low and outside for ball 1. You like to see the offense from the Newton County Rams because you know the pitching will be there, as the pitching has been the #1 constant for the Rams, but the offense has been up and down. The pitch to Cleary inside, 2-0, and this is the time that you want to see it more than any other. We're 3 days away from the region tournament. Rams, if they can hold on here, would be the #1 seed in the tournament. They would play against the #3 seed on the north side, which would be either Heritage or possibly even Duluth or Central Gwinnett. And of course, if the Rams do play Heritage, a little bit of revenge for the Rams as they lost to them twice last year in the region tournament. 2-0 pitch inside to Cleary, 3-0. Dimensions at Riverside Park to the left field foul pole. It's 320 feet, 360 to dead center, and 310 feet down the right field line. The pitch to Cleary catches the inside corner for a strike. It's 3-1. Down the left field side, if you've been here at Riverside Park, you know that the Rams have signs for every player that has been drafted by a major league team, and there are now 5 signs out there. Pitch to Cleary, swung on and popped foul behind the screen. The count runs full, 3-2. Out there, 2 Rams from the 1979 state championship team that ended up being drafted. Sonny Jones and Keith Street, drafted by our own Atlanta Braves. Since then, Jason Ellis, drafted by the Braves. Tim Hires, drafted by Toronto, now playing in San Diego. And Jeff Key in the Phillies organization. Cleary's ball hit fair down the third baseline, headed toward the corner. Rounding third is Sam Allen. He will score all the way from first. Here comes the throw in, not nearly in time. It's cut off. Cleary has a stand-up double, and it is 8-3 Newton County. You could not ask for a more momentum-building game if the Rams can hold on with a big victory here over Brookwood to get the #1 spot. Since the Rams do have the #1 spot in the region tournament, from the south side, they'll be negotiating from a position of strength in just about every one of their games. It looks like Parkview will be the #1 seed over on the north side. Seeds 2 and 3 still yet to be determined. Of course, there's no seed on the south side that's been determined yet. South Gwinnett, Brookwood, Newton County really fighting for those 3 spots. There are a couple of other teams on the bubble, but it looks like those 3 will make it in. Those same 3 were in there last year, but in a different order. The pitch to Brian Moon is a called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Last year, South Gwinnett was the #1 team in the South. Brookwood was #2, and Newton County with the #3 seed, and they had to take on the #2 seed from the north side in the first game. That was the Heritage Patriots, and the Patriots ended up with 2 victories over the Rams in that region tournament. Pitch to Moon, came back and caught the outside corner. It was a slow curve that started way outside but came back in for a strike. Moon with a count of 0-2. He's been perfect thus far. Singled his first time. He was hit by a pitch in his second appearance. He ended up scoring on a ground out. Cleary leads from second. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on. Grounded on 2 hops. Eric Krug comes across, makes the play, gloves and throws, and they got him at first base. Cleary moves around to third, though, on the ground out. With 2 down, there will be a runner at third base. 4-3 in the scorebook on the ground out, but Cleary now 90 feet away from scoring the 9th run, and Cale Curtis would like nothing more than to single in a run here in what might be his last game at Riverside Park. Of course, all the seniors hoping to do well here in what might be their final game at what has been their home field for the last 4 years. Pitch to Curtis, swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Riverside Park just buzzing with activity as the Rams trying to score some runs. They have scored at least one in every inning. Into the wind goes Keith Wilson. Here's his pitch, swung on in line to left center field. It falls in for a hit. Cleary is going to score. Curtis will stop at first. The base hit makes it 9-3 Newton County, and the Rams putting a pasting now on the Brookwood Broncos. I would not like to be in the Broncos' position at this stage of the game. A runner at first base, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Judd Hall, the third baseman, will be the batter. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out back to the pitcher. Gabe Thomas squatting behind home plate. The Bronco catcher flashes the sign to his pitcher. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. The Rams have picked up 2 in the inning on 3 hits. A single from Sam Allen, a double from Cleary, another single from Curtis. So Curtis can say that he's had at least 1 RBI in what might be his last game at Riverside Park. Pitch is outside, and the count is 1-1. Of course, these Rams seniors would love to come back here and play. The only way that they can do that, though, is if they win the region and get to the final 8 in the state tournament. 8 teams in Quad A. Pitch to Hall, swung on and grounded on 2 hops. Taking it at second is Krug. He will step on the bag, and that is out number 3. But the Rams put 2 across on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. And we head to the 5th with your score, 9-3, Newton County. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS, AM 1430.
Catch a fly ball or hit a home run with Calico Cards in Conyers. Calico Cards.
Braves in progress. They are taking on the Cardinals tonight at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Part of a 3-game series as Maddox is on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. 13-1 to start the season, and they have been strong. If they can maintain this pace, they will be among the best teams of all time and certainly run away with the National League's Eastern Division. Time is called, and we see the Newton County Ram middle infielders switching positions. Ryan Allen, the second baseman, has moved to short. Hires has moved to second. Hires has had a bit of a bum shoulder the last couple of weeks. That might be the reason why he's switching over to second, the shorter throws to first base. We saw this also against South Gwinnett. Pitch is swung on in line. Judd Hall makes the stop, but it bounces away from him in foul territory. And the runners will be safe at first and third. It's got to be a base hit for Thomas, as Hall was diving to make the play. Got a glove on it at least, kept it from going into the outfield. He saved a run, but with runners at first and third and 1 down, Broncos trying to score some runs, and Wes Warren will be the batter. The DH is 0 for 2. So if you're keeping track, move Matthew Hires from short over to second, and Ryan Allen, the second baseman, goes over to play shortstop. Ryan leads from third and Thomas from first. As Warren, the right-handed batter, is set to go, stands near the back of the batter's box. The pitch to him, a called strike. It's 0-1. Nine to 3, the Rams on top. They have scored at least 2 runs in every inning so far, including 3 in the first. They've scored 3 in every other inning, the second, the third, and the fourth. Taylor stretch and pitch, swung on in line, past Matthew Hires into right field. 1 run is going to score. A runner holds at second base, and it's 9-4. We'll check and see what the scoring is on that one. Could be a hit or an error, probably a base hit. It was a hard line drive, and Matt Hires tried to get the glove down on the ball. May not have had a play anyway, but it got by him just a little ways, allowing Ryan to score. It will be ruled a base hit. That is the 10th hit from the Broncos. We're only in the 5th inning, so the bats have been alive. This is a very stark contrast to the first time these two teams met. It was a 2-1 game, a total of 6 or 7 base hits by both sides together. The pitch is swung on and hit deep to center field. Going back on it is Chris Acox. He is at the warning track, and he makes the catch. Tagging at second base as Gabe Thomas, and he will move over to third. Holding at first is Warren. Mike Kilman hit that one about 350 feet, but got under it just a little bit. He had a big uppercut swing at the ball. Acox made the catch on the warning track. If Kilman gets out in front of that ball just a little bit and hits it to left field, then it's a new ball game. It would then be 9-7. Wild and woolly sub-region 8 Quad A South game. They all seem to be that way. Every team in this sub-region seems very closely matched. With the exception of Clark Central, every team has been in the race for the region tournament at one time or another. Pitch to Bennett is in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Moon makes the stop, and the runners stay put. The runner at third base is Thomas. The runner at first is Swern, and they are taking their leads as Cleary holds the runner close at first base. Judd Hall a few steps off the line at third. Taylor stretches, and he delivers. It's in the dirt. Another good stop from Moon. It's 2-0. On every throw back to the mound, Allen and Hires going in behind the pitcher to make sure nothing gets by him into center field. If it did, a run would score. Rams even doing that with a 5-run lead, and wisely so. The way the Broncos have been hitting the ball, they could make a comeback at any time. 2-0 pitch, swung on and hit high to left field. Ryan Allen goes back from his shortstop position, gloves it, and that is out number 3 for the Broncos in the inning. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 runners left on base. And we head to the bottom half of inning number 5. The Rams on top by 5, 9-4. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430. Back from Riverside Park, Newton County Ram baseball is brought to you in part by Mayfield Ace Hardware, paints, plumbing, and heating supplies, lawn and garden supplies, bridal and giftware. Ace is the place. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square and in Newton Plaza. Also brought to you in part by Hayes Furniture Company. Come by and see Glenn Hayes at Hayes Furniture Company for all your home furnishing needs. Free delivery and free 12-month financing. Hayes Furniture on Washington Street, 786-3737. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, leading it off will be Matt Taylor. After the senior, the Rams move back to the top of the order, and Ryan Allen and Matt Hires. Taylor is 0 for 2, struck out his first time, grounded out his second time up. Going into the wind is Keith Wilson. Here's his pitch. Looked like it hit Taylor on the left hand, and Taylor will go down to first base. Certainly Wilson not wanting to do that with a 5-run lead. But Taylor hit by a pitch, and he will go down to first base. The home plate umpire looks like he's motioning Taylor back to home plate, and Charlie Beverly is going to have a discussion here with the home plate umpire. In fact, that's exactly what's happening. As Taylor had a pitch come inside on him, he was shaking his left hand, as much an acting job as anything else, and then he was headed down toward first base. So don't put a hit by pitch in your books just yet. They're even showing him the left-handed batting glove of Matt Taylor where the ball hit. But Johnny Stewart, the home plate umpire, says nothing doing. Matt, stand back in. It's 0-1. Called it a foul ball, said that it hit the knob of the bat. Rams have a total of 10 base hits in this game. They've scored 9 runs. The Broncos have just as many hits, 10, but they've only put 4 across. Rams have been utilizing their base hits to the maximum potential. Pitch is swung on and fouled off, and it's 0-2. Rams back in action 2 days from now against Eagles Landing. A 6 o'clock game in Henry County. Then after that, the region tournament starts Friday. If the Rams can hold on, they will play Friday night against the 3rd seed from the south side of Region 8 Quad A, the 0-2 outside to Taylor, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor now 7 hits in 23 at-bats. Came into the game hitting .333, 7 for 21. On deck, Ryan Allen representing the first batter in the order. The 1-2 pitch is outside with the fastball, and it's 2-2. By East Metro Cellular, an authorized agent of AirTouch Cellular. For sale, service, or installation, mobile and portable phones, and two-way radios. East Metro Cellular since 1986. And of course, East Metro Cellular kind enough to donate us equipment for the road baseball games, allowing us to broadcast from places like Snellville and Lithonia, and even Athens as we went up to play Clark Central this year. Ryan Allen is 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, 2 runs scored. He has been the main man for the Rams. Swings and lines one deep to left center field. Going back on it is Harris, still going back. This ball is out of here. Ryan Allen has just hit a home run to left center field. Got on the ball and drove it very hard. That man has been on fire. Hits one out of the park, and the score now 10-4. Coach Beverly giving him a gesture as he rounded third base as if to say, get out of here. A small man like that hit a home run? You've got to be kidding. Ryan Allen has a good uppercut swing. He's been driving the ball all year hard to left center field. Got under that one just enough, and folks, there's no wind. That was all muscle off the bat of Ryan Allen. He is 4 for 4 with a home run. That is his first of the year. That is RBI number 13 for Ryan Allen, second in this game. Rams have now scored in double digits for the first time since last Monday when they scored 13 on the Rockdale Bulldogs. Hires is 0 for 2. The Rams shortstop will be the batter. Pitch to him is a called strike, and it's 0-1. He is now the Rams second baseman, as a matter of fact, after the two switch positions, Hires and Ryan Allen, switching from shortstop to second base, respectively. Allen moving over to shortstop. Hires looking to bunt the pitch, but it goes outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Charlie Beverly teaches his hitters, if you're going to bunt, you've got to bunt a strike, and if it's out of the strike zone, don't put a bat on it, just take the pitch. Here's the 1-1. It is low and inside for ball 2. Due up for the Broncos in inning number 6, the 8th, 9th, and 1st spots in the order, and Matt Taylor giving up 3 runs in the first, but only 1 since then. He's dodged a couple of bullets, but for the most part, he's pitched well. The 2-1 is outside, and it's now 3-1. Hires without a base hit in this game. He has had a base hit in 11 of his last 12, hoping to extend that to 12 of his last 13. He has come on very strong. He was hitting about 250 for a while, but up near 400 now. There's a called strike to him, and it's now 3-2. Hires came into last night's game hitting .388. He's moved up from 7th on the team to 2nd. The wind and the payoff pitch swung on and popped foul. Third base side is going to fall out of play up the big hill, and it's 3-2. The Rams switched dugouts in Riverside Park this year. They had been in the first base dugout. They switched over to the third base side, and so the Ram parents get a chance to watch the game with a bird's eye view from the hill there on the third base side, and the visiting team either sits directly in front of the concession stand right behind home plate, or some of them sit in the bleachers down the first baseline. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hires. On deck is Lance Shannon. 1 for 2. He's also been intentionally walked. After the drive double in the first inning, they intentionally walked him in the second. Pitch is outside to Hires. Ball 4. For Keith Wilson, keeping it near the plate, it's the third batter that he has walked, but the first one that he has put on first base since the first inning. He did hit a batter in the third, but of course that is different from receiving a free pass. Shannon, the left-handed batter, set to go. Hires is going with the pitch. Here's the throw to second base. It is not in time. It's a stolen base for Matthew Hires. Unofficial counts have him with 25 stolen bases now for the year. With 1 caught stealing, he has 25 stolen bases in 26 attempts, and time is called. The Brookwood head coach goes out to talk to Keith Wilson. Pitch was called a strike, and the count is now 0-1 on Lance Shannon. While Brookwood's head coach talks with his pitcher, we want to tell you that Ram Baseball is brought to you in part by the Family Health Food Store. In Newton, supplements, go by the Family Health Food Store. Stay healthy with us at the Family Health Food Store in Newton Plaza. Also brought to you by Henderson's Grocery Store and Henderson's Restaurant on Highway 36 in Covington. See our grocery ad every week in the Covington Shopper. The conference continues on the mound. Now the entire right side of the infield, along with the catcher and the pitcher out there on the mound talking with the Brookwood head coach. Matt Hires is at second base with his 25th stolen base of the year, approaching the team record, which we are still researching, but we believe to be either 25 or 26, so Hires will have his place in history as he leaves Riverside Park with perhaps the all-time single-season stolen base record for a Newton County Ram. Hires has signed to play at Middle Georgia, but you've got to wonder if a pro team might take a chance on him in the later rounds of the draft. Of course, we'll find out about that in just a couple of months. Wilson stretch, he checks the runner. Pitch to Shannon is high for ball one, so the conference over, and immediately afterward, a ball high. A ball and a strike with one down. We're in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Ram offense scoring big and scoring often, 10-4 your score. Shannon swings and fouls one right off his foot, and the count goes to 1-2. He is okay. Doesn't show any signs of injury. He'll check the third base coach for the sign and stand back in. On deck is Sam Allen. Came up with a big clutch double in the second inning to put the Rams on top, and the Rams have been able to coast from there. Michael Dart standing right behind the runner at second base. Now he goes back to his position. The pitch to Shannon. Swung on and line foul, third base side. It's 1-2. Shannon does a good job with the outside pitches of fouling them off to the left side. And of course, when you're a hitter who's hitting about 450 on the year, you have got to do things like that to be a successful hitter. You won't hit 450 by swinging and missing or letting those go by. Wilson will step off the mound, and Hires will retreat back to second base. He may be headed for third here to try to seal up a single-season stolen base record. Here's the wind. Runner is not going. The pitch is outside. Shannon thought about swinging, but then held back. It's 2-2. There is action in the bullpen for the Brookwood Broncos. The last couple of innings, there has been a left-hander warming up. This is a different pitcher, a right-handed pitcher who is warming up for the Broncos in the bullpen. Looks like number 13 down there is not Seth Ryan. He's at first base. There's a swing and a line drive, deep right center field, or right field rather. Mike Kilman, though, is at the track, and he makes the catch. Hires will tag at second, and he will move over to third. Lance Shannon almost had a little something to talk about in perhaps his last home game as he drove one deep to right field. But Kilman at the track makes the catch. And with two down and a runner at third base, the batter is Sam Allen, who is 2 for 2. With a sacrifice fly, he's had a productive day so far. He's driven in 3 runs. He's scored 1. He's had a double and a single in addition to his sac fly. He's got a chance to drive another one home. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's low and outside for ball one. Matt Hires broke about a third of the way down the line, trying to mess up Keith Wilson's concentration. And Michael Dart, the Brookwood shortstop, is going to tell Wilson about that. He's still pitching from the windup, but Hires was faking the steal of home there. But he is staying pat, and now Wilson stepping off, and Hires will retreat back to third base. Sam Allen has been the DH the last 2 games. He's had a little trouble at defense at third base. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 2. Sam Allen with 8 errors this year. Of course, he's been a catcher in addition to a third baseman. Good range at third base. His throwing arm has been a little bit inaccurate. He made an error against South Gwinnett last Wednesday, and Charlie Beverly switched him from third base to behind the plate right after the error, and the last 2 games he has been in the... Here's the wind by Wilson and the pitch. Swung on and popped up on the left side. Third baseman Bennett calls for it, and he makes the play for out number 3. The Rams score a run on the home run from Ryan Allen. The little guy punching one out in left center field. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We head to the 6th. 10-4, your Newton County Rams are on top in what might be the final home game at Riverside Park. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430.
Warm weather is here. It's time to make your way to the great outdoors. And for homeowners, the great outdoors starts in their front yard. Echo Power Tools can help you make your yard look great. Right now, save up to $50 on your choice of an Echo grass trimmer, Echo tiller, Echo edger, or Echo power hedge clippers. Plus, register to win a complete camping package for 2, including a 6-man tent, sleeping bags, hiking boots, and more. Camping gear courtesy of Blue Ridge Mountain Sports in Lenox Square, Atlanta. Whatever outdoor job you're trying to tackle, Echo makes a great tool to make the job easy. Visit your local Echo dealer today and save up to $50 on select Echo power tools. Plus, register to win great camping gear from Blue Ridge Mountain Sports and Echo Power Tools. Visit Coast to Coast Home and Auto, located on Monticello Street in Covington.
That's Coast to Coast Home and Auto in downtown Covington. Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing, termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches, and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
Sixth inning from Riverside Park at Newton County High School. It is 10-4, the Rams on top. Senior day at Riverside Park. Matt Taylor on the mound. His pitch to Jason Harris swung on a line foul down the first base line. Newton County Ram baseball is brought to you in part by Coast to Coast Home and Auto, your authorized snapper and Toro dealer on Monticello Street. Stop by and see them today. For that matter, they're your authorized snapper and Toro dealer throughout the entire city of Covington, not just on Monticello Street. 0-1 the count to Harris. He'll be followed by Eric Krug and Michael Dart. Pitch is swung on and popped foul behind the screen. It's 0-2. Taylor has given up 10 hits, but he has only walked 2 batters. He has also struck out 2. He's been able to stay out of damage. If Taylor had 6 or 7 walks, the Rams would be in trouble, but keeping the ball around the plate has been the difference. The 0-2, just a tad bit outside. It's 1-2. Taylor came back with a good fastball. He's able to spot that on the outside corner most of the time. Moon gives the sign. Here comes the wind and the 1-2. Swung on and popped foul. It's going to fall out of play down the first base line. Count remains 1-2. Rams 4-2 victors over the Shiloh Generals last night. And this game, they're up 10-4 here in the 6th inning. After the loss to South Gwinnett last week, the Rams needed to come back and win both of these to assure themselves of first place. Well, they have the one part down from last night, about to seal the victory, we hope, from the second part. Taylor's pitch is low with the fastball. It goes to 2-2. Moon gives the sign. Again, the wind, the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and popped high, shallow right center field. Ryan Allen goes out, and he will make the play, and that is out number 1. The two have switched positions one more time. Allen now back at second base here in the 6th inning. Hires is back at shortstop. So Hires started the game at shortstop, moved to second, then back to short. Allen started at second base, moved across the diamond over to short, then back to his regular second base position. Eric Krug is the hitter. He is 1 for 2. Grounded out his first time, singled his second time. Taylor's pitch to him is swung on and bounced right at home plate. It's 0-1. The Broncos haven't been getting very good swings at Taylor's fastball here in the last couple innings. But they did score a run last inning on 3 hits, 3 consecutive hits. A double by Seth Ryan, followed by singles from Gabe Thomas and Wes Zwern. Taylor's wind and his pitch. It's outside, and it's 1-1. Due up for Newton County in the bottom half of the 6th. They've got the 5, 6, and 7 spots in their batting order. Cleary, Moon, and Curtis. Pitch is swung on and grounded in the hole between third and short. Hires dives, but cannot make the play. Krug hits the ball into left field for a base hit. It's the 10th hit, make that the 11th hit for the Brookwood Broncos, and a runner on here with 1 down in the 6th. Taylor can afford to give up 1 or 2 base hits per inning. Number 1, because he's not walking people, and number 2, his defense has been strong behind him for the most part. In fact, the Newton County Rams have not made an error thus far in this game. They have had 1 dropped pop fly in foul territory by Richie Cleary. But, of course, since it was foul territory, no harm was really done. The pitch on the inside corner for a strike to Michael Dart. It's 0-1. Dart is 0 for 1 with a ground out to first and 2 walks. Dart was caught stealing in the 2nd, another big momentum builder for the Rams. Pitch to him is low, and it's 1-1. That caught stealing, combined with the big 2-run double by Sam Allen, turned the game in the favor of the Newton County Rams, and they have not looked back. Since the 2nd inning, they've scored 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, another one in the 5th. Pitch is high and outside, and it's 2-1. down at first base taking his lead. Some Rams playing some different positions in this game. Richie Cleary, who has not been a first baseman at all this year, is at first base. The pitch is ball 3. It's now 3-1. Judd Hall, a third baseman in this game, something he hasn't played before. So at the corners, the Rams with a bit of a different look. And Cleary, the sophomore, might see some action at first base in a couple of years. Pitch is a called strike on the inside corner, and it's 3-2. Taylor, the Rams senior, has only struck out 2 batters, but he's been around the plate, and his defense has taken care of the rest. Here's his stretch. His 3-2 offering. Runner is going. Pitch is popped up into shallow center field. Acock's coming hard. He'll make the catch. Retreating quickly to first base is Krug. He makes it back in safely. But Chris Acock's made a very good catch out there in center field, making a running catch as he was headed towards shallow right center. So the Rams senior with a chance to make an excellent defensive play here in the last couple innings of the last regular season home game at Riverside Park. 2 down, the batter is Greg Perry. He's 2 for 3. Singles in his first 2 at-bats. His last time up, grounded out 5-3, Judd Hall to Richie Cleary. Krug takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch. Almost hit him inside. Perry had to skip the rope as Taylor threw that one right about knee-high and way inside. And Perry literally skipping the rope on that one. 1-0. Riverside Park has been abuzz throughout the afternoon about the Rams' big offensive output in the first 5 innings. Taylor stretched. The runner's going. It's a changeup. Tapped back to the mound. It's over Taylor's head. Hires will field it. His throw to first in time for out number 3. Hires made a good play coming across. So the Rams seniors playing some good defense there in the 6th. No runs. Bottom half of the 6th coming up with your score 10-4 in favor of the Rams. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430.
Campbell Lumber on Emory Street announces new store hours. Campbell Lumber Company is now open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Come by and see us for everything to build anything. Benjamin Moore paints, lawn and garden tools, masonry supplies, lumber, and lots more. Stop by our spring sale going on now through April 30th for specials on treated lumber, shingles, screen porch materials, and lawn and garden tools. That's Campbell Lumber, 786-3412.
Hayes Furniture Company, located on Washington Street, has something for everyone. From household furniture, new and used, to yard and patio sets, and all kinds of accessories for all your decorating needs. They have free financing on all 12-month accounts with free delivery. They have new and used appliances, gas and electric Gibson stoves and Gibson refrigerators, Speed Queen washer and dryers with free setup and service available. All this and much more at Hayes Furniture, owned and operated by Glenn Hayes, 786-3737, 786-3737.
During the month of April, your place to go for the best buys is Mayfield Ace Hardware's April's Best Buys of the Month. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square and in Newton Plaza. April's best buys include a maize herbicide, a 4-pound bag, $5.99. Root stimulator, $3.44 a quart. And fire ant killer, a 4-pound bag for only $4.44. That's April's best buys of the month. Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square and in Newton Plaza, Covington.
Newton County Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430. It's the bottom half of the 6th inning. Some pitch hitters are going to hit for the Newton County Rams here in this inning. We'll start with Joseph Poole, who will be pinch hitting for Richie Cleary. Chris Middlebrooks has also grabbed a bat. He is in the on-deck circle. Before Joseph Poole hits, we want to tell you you're listening to Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430 Covington, Georgia, which is brought to you in part by Statham Tire. For custom wheels, brakes, shocks, wheel alignment, and the best price on tires, see the professionals at Statham Tire. Open from 8 to 4 on Saturday for your convenience. Statham Tire of Covington and Conyers, also brought to you by El Charro for the best Mexican food. Go by El Charro. Open daily for lunch and dinner with takeout service available. El Charro, located in Covington and also in Conyers. Joseph Poole hitting 167 on the year. The junior is 2 for 12. In his at-bats, his on-base average, an even 400, In his 15 plate appearances, he's been on base 6 times. The pitch to him is a called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Every one of the Rams seniors in the batting order, with the exception of Chris Acox, who has Sam Allen DHing for him. Be interesting to see if Acox will hit in this 6th inning. Pitch is swung on and grounded to the shortstop Dart. His throw to first is in time, and Joseph Poole goes down for out number 1. Middlebrooks will come on here to hit for Brian Moon. It is likely that Cleary would come back in to play first base, or perhaps Lance Coffin might come back in to play first in the 7th, and Brian Moon will probably re-enter as the catcher for the Rams in the top half of the 7th inning. Chris Middlebrooks with a .250 average, a hit in 4 at-bats. The wind and the pitch to him is a called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Middlebrooks, a right-handed batter, a sophomore for the Newton County Rams. He's played some catcher at various times in the year. Here's the wind and the pitch. A ball low, and it's 1-1. On deck is Trent Alexander. He would be batting for Cale Curtis. Brookwood pitcher goes into the wind. His 1-1 pitch, a called strike on the outside corner, and the count goes now to 1-2. Curtis would probably also re-enter in the top half of the 7th inning. Gabe Thomas gives the sign. Here comes the wind, the 1-2 pitch. It's outside, and the count is now 2-2. Due up for the Broncos in the 7th for their last chance, Seth Ryan, Gabe Thomas, and Wes Zorn, 3, 4, and 5 spots in their order, and Taylor likely will go the entire way unless something drastic happens in the 7th inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Middlebrooks, swung on and fouled back to the screen, and the count remains 2-2. Poole grounded out to open the bottom half of the 6th. Rams have scored 10, and one of the things that they'll be talking about for a while, Ryan Allen going deep to left center field, just getting over that left center field wall for his first home run of the year. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's high, and the count runs full, 3-2. Middlebrooks checks his first base coach Al Bell and his third base coach Charlie Beverly. Everybody together on the signs, and a payoff pitch is due to the Rams sophomore. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swung on and popped foul just behind us, out of play, and the count remains full, 3-2. The wind has not been blowing at all this afternoon, with the exception of the first inning and a little bit of the second inning as well. But the wind has been pretty much dead, and really an excellent afternoon and evening for baseball. Temperatures in the 70s. Not too hot and not too cold. In fact, the last 2 nights have been pretty good. Amazing, considering at Shiloh we don't get the greatest of weather. The 3-2 pitch swung on and grounded to Michael Daugherty. Makes the play at short. His throw to first is in time. A great stretch from Seth Ryan, the first baseman. Ryan stretching as far as he could go toward the right field side to make the play, but 6-3 in the scorebook. Middlebrooks goes down, and now a pinch hitter for Cale Curtis will be Trent Alexander.
Pinch hitter for the Rams, number 11, Trent Alexander.
Alexander, a junior for the Rams, batting .142. 1 hit and 7 at-bats. Here comes the wind, and the first pitch to Alexander. It is high, 1-0. Trent Alexander, a right-handed batter, standing in. Here comes the wind, and the 1-0 pitch to him. Swung and lined into center field. Center fielder coming on. Perry cannot make the play. Alexander with a 2-out base hit. It'll bring up the senior Judd Hall with a chance to do some damage in his possibly last home at bat here as a Newton County Ram. Hall is 0 for 3 with a strikeout his first time up. A ground ball back to the pitcher in his second appearance. Then he reached on a fielder's choice his third time up. If Judd Hall makes an out, this would be the only inning so far in which the Rams have not scored at least 1 run. Of course, the Rams would accept that as long as they can hold Brookwood in the 7th. Runner going with the pitch. It's swung on and missed. Here's the throw to second base. It is not in time. The throw almost going into center field, and Dart with a good backup. Stolen base for Alexander. That is steal number 2 for him. He has yet to be caught stealing. So Hall now has a life with a runner in scoring position and 2 down, but he's got an 0-1 count. Thomas gives the sign. Here's the stretch. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Swung on an off-speed pitch, 0-2. Hall stands back in. On the on-deck circle is Matt Taylor, another Rams senior. Alexander takes his lead at second. Here's the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. It's outside. Ball 1. 1-2 now the count. Thomas squats back behind the plate and flashes the sign to his pitcher. The sun almost completely down in the lights, the main source of light here at Riverside Park as we speak. Hall swings and just barely gets a piece of it. Fouls it back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Rams have outscored their opponents this year 177 to 121, a pretty good ratio. But the big difference has been in team ERA, where the Rams about 2.25. They were 2.15 going into the Shiloh game, but the Rams' opponents' ERA for the year has been 5.03, and that has been the main reason why the Rams are 17-4-1. Hall swings and grounds a 2-hopper back to the mound. Pitcher fields it. His throw to first is in time. That will do it for the Rams in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit. We head to the 7th with your score 10-4 Newton County. Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
When your tires are worn and looking forlorn, turn to Cooper Tires. Statham Tire of Covington and Conyers has just the right tire for you, like the Cooper Cobra GTS radio with raised white letters. This hot little number is designed to meet the ever-changing demands of performance tire buyers throughout the USA, and it's all American made and owned by Cooper. Ask for the Cooper Cobra GTS radial or any other quality Cooper tire to fit your particular driving needs at Statham Tires in Covington and Conyers. Compare American quality from Cooper. You'll be proud you did.
The birds are singing and flowers are blooming, and that means it's time for allergies. Yes, it's true. Headaches and sinus problems are hints that you aren't taking care of your body properly. One way to prevent allergy symptoms is to stay away from processed and refined foods because they affect your immune system. The Family Health Food Store has vitamins and herbs to help you stay healthy and happy, plus whole grain cereals sweetened without sugar. Stay healthy with us at the Family Health Food Store, 787-3400.
The folks at Henderson's Restaurant invite you to join them for dinner tonight. How about some of their famous catfish, fried chicken, barbecue, vegetable plates, steaks, plus burgers and fries? Don't worry about what's in the pantry or whose turn it is to do the dishes. Just go to Henderson's Restaurant, just 5 miles from the square on Highway 36 in Covington. Henderson's is open Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 and 4 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Don't forget to join us for Sunday dinner, 11 to 8:30.
Tradition and excellence since 1946. That's WGFS, AM 1430, Covington.
We are back from Riverside Park at Newton County High School. It's the top half of the 7th inning. The Rams trying to nail it down. Here in the 7th, they lead 10-4. In the 7th, Seth Ryan will lead. But Taylor wanting to end it on a high note, and he has certainly done so. He ran into some trouble in the first, but since then, he has held the Brookwood Broncos at bay. They have scored only 1 run in the last 5 innings. The 2-2 pitch just misses inside, and it's 3-2. Seth Ryan will be followed by Gabe Thomas, and Wes Zwern spots 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Ryan is a right-handed batter. Here's the wind, the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. That is strikeout number 3 for Taylor, for him since the 4th inning. There have been very few fly ball outs, but in the first 4, not a single fly ball out. All strikeouts and line outs and ground ball outs. So Taylor has done a very good job keeping the Bronco hitters off balance, making them hit the ground ball. First pitch is outside to Gabe Thomas, and it's 1-0. Thomas is 2 for 3, a double his first time. He also singled, and he has struck out. Moon gives the sign. Taylor delivers, swung on and grounded right back to the mound. Taylor makes the play on 2 hops. His throw to first is in time, and that is out number 2. And the Rams 1 out away from sealing first place in Region 8 Quad A South going into the tournament this weekend. The Rams would play the number 3 seed from the north side on Friday night. And of course you can hear the game live here on WGFS AM 1430 as the Rams certainly will have a very exciting region tournament. And with the number 1 seed, some big advantages going on there. Wes Warren, the DH, is 1 for 3. Grounded back to the mound his first time. He lined out to the second baseman, and then he singled in the 5th inning. That single plated Seth Ryan with the 4th Bronco run. Swings and drives one deep to center field. Goss is going back on it, still going back. This ball is out of here. Home run for Wes Zwern. Goodbye to deep center field, we should say. Must have hit about 365 to 370 feet. Zwern got a hold of one and drove it deep. It's now 10-5. And gathering on the pitcher's mound, Judd Hall, Brian Moon, and Matt Taylor. Hall and Cleary and Moon are going to tell Taylor, no harm done. You've still got a 5-run lead. Just come after this next batter, Mike Kilman, who is 1 for 3. Kilman singled in his first appearance in the 1st inning. So the home run by Wes Zwern, the 7th home run that the Newton County Rams as a team have allowed. The Rams have hit 11 as a team this year. Taylor checks his catcher for the sign. Here comes his wind, and the pitch. Called strike inside corner, 0-1. One more out, and the seniors can say they've gone out with a big victory over a contending team at 8 Quad A South. The wind, 0-1 pitch, might have hit him on the wrist, and I think it did. Flips the bat away and heads down toward first base. Certainly with 2 outs in the last inning, Taylor did not mean to do that. Kilman gives him an extra look, but Taylor, of course, not meaning to hit Mike Kilman, just looking to come inside on him. It's become an ego thing of late, with most hitters really on down to the high school ranks and, of course, up to the professional ranks. The hitter takes it as an affront if the pitcher throws inside sometimes, and if a ball hits a batter, they believe it to be a personal attack, but a pitcher, of course, has to throw inside to be successful. With a runner at first and 2 down now, Russ Bennett is the hitter. He is 0 for 2, 0 for 3 make that, with a double play, a line out, and a fly out. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Taylor just needing that 3rd out now, and the Rams can have that number 1 seed in 8 Quad A South. The region tournament held up at Brookwood High School. Pitch is swung on and grounded to the shortstop Hires, and Hall cuts in front. His throw to second base is in time. So the senior making the put out on the final out as he throws over to second, and that'll do it as the Newton County Rams have clinched first place in 8 Quad A South. The region tournament 3 days from now in Snellville, Georgia at Brookwood High School, and the Rams ironically beat the Brookwood Broncos to make the number 1 seed. We're going to be back and wrap up your extremely happy news as the Rams move to 18-4-1. We'll be back after this. Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430.
It's that time of year again for tilling the garden. Hayes Tractor of Maine Series tractors that are built for any kind of work that crops up. With 42 to 85 PTO horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and strong liquid-cooled engines, they easily pull like bigger tractors. Hayes Tractor says all this without bigger price tags or fuel bills. High clearance, low profile, and narrow versions offer versatility you've been looking for. So come to Hayes Tractor and take a look at the Kubota M Series and see what crops up. That's Hayes Tractor, located on Highway 11 in Mansfield. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturday, 8 to 12. Or call at 786-3334. That's 786-3334.
Catch a fly ball or hit a home run with Calico Cards in Conyers. Calico Cards carries all sports cards and non-sports cards, including racing cards, a full line of collecting supplies, a large supply of common cards, and a variety of posters, sports, racing, and movies. Calico Cards is also introducing a new line of greeting cards just for you. So join in the fun this baseball season with Calico Cards and receive a 10% discount off your purchase if you mention you heard this ad on WGFS Radio. Calico will also sponsor a free giveaway during the baseball games. Tune in to Calico Cards, Highway 20 in Conyers at Honey Creek. Open Monday through Friday 11 to 7, Saturday 10 to 7, Sunday 12 to 6. Owner is Chris Scott, 929-1332. That's Calico Cards, located at Honey Creek, Highway 20 in Conyers, 929-1332.
We're back from Riverside Park. Your final score is 10-5. The Newton County Rams pick up the victory over the Broncos in what is senior day here at Riverside Park at Newton County High School, the last regular season home game, and the 6 Rams seniors being honored. And those 6 seniors, Chris Acox, who played center field for the majority of this game. The last inning, Michael Doss took over in center field. Also, Matt Hyers, who drew a couple of walks and scored a run for the Rams in the game. Lance Shannon, who had a double, an intentional walk, and a sac fly and scored a couple of runs. Also, Cale Curtis with 2 hits and a run scored. Judd Hall, who made some excellent defensive plays at third base, also reached once during the game. And Matt Taylor, who was really one of the big stars for the Rams on the mound. He was 0 for 4 at the plate, but had a big day on the mound, shutting down the Bronco offense. Here are your final totals for the Newton County Rams. 10 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. Taylor, the winning pitcher, going 7, and facing a total of 34 batters. He gave up 5 runs, all of them earned on 12 hits. Taylor walked 2 batters, and he struck out 3. For the Brookwood Broncos, 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 8 on base. Your losing pitcher is Keith Wilson. The Rams are 18-4-1, and sub-region champs, if you can call them that. They have the best record in the sub-region 8 Quad A South. Of course, that will give them the number 1 seed in the region tournament, and they will take on the number 3 seed from the north side Friday night from Brookwood High School in Snellville, Georgia. We want you to be listening in. Of course, the Rams do have one more regular season game. It is at Eagles Landing Thursday at 6 o'clock. For executive producers Susan Fuller and Bill Dolan, this is Kevin Holden at Riverside Park. Your final score on senior day as the Newton County Rams seniors chow down at the concession stand on a cake, honoring them. Your final score 10-5. I'm headed to the Hard Luck Cafe to get some hot wings. So long, everybody.